Ernest Hemingway, in full. Ernest Miller Hemingway, born July 21, 1899, Cicero, now in Oak Park, Illinois, U.S., died July 2, 1961, Ketchum, Idaho, American novelist and short story writer, awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1954. He was noted both for the intense masculinity of his writing and for his adventurous and widely publicized life. His succinct and lucid prose style exerted a powerful influence on American and British fiction in the 20th century. If you are lucky enough to have lived in Paris as a young man, then wherever you go for the rest of your life it stays with you, for Paris is a movable feast. The man who has begun to live more seriously within begins to live more simply without. I love sleep. My life has the tendency to fall apart when I'm awake, you know. Every man's life ends the same way. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguish one man from another. All my life I've looked at words as though I were seeing them for the first time. If a writer knows enough about what he is writing about, he may omit things that he knows. The dignity of movement of an iceberg is due to only 1/9 of it being above water. I'm not going to get into the ring with Tolstoy. All modern American literature comes from one book by Mark Twain called Huckleberry Finn. It's none of their business that you have to learn how to write. Let them think you were born that way. All our words from loose using have lost their edge. You can write any time people will leave you alone and not interrupt you. Or, rather, you can if you will be ruthless enough about it. But the best writing is certainly when you are in love. My aim is to put down on paper what I see and what I feel in the best and simplest way. There is no rule on how to write. Sometimes it comes easily and perfectly, sometimes it's like drilling rock and then blasting it out with charges. A man's got to take a lot of punishment to write a really funny book. Never confuse movement with action. There is nothing to writing. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed. A serious writer is not to be confounded with a solemn writer. A serious writer may be a hawk or a buzzard or even a popinjay, but a solemn writer is always a bloody owl. Pounds crazy. All poets are. They have to be. You don't put a poet like Pound in the loony bin. Once writing has become your major vice and greatest pleasure, only death can stop it. I rewrote the ending to Farewell to Arms, the last page of it, 39 times before I was satisfied. I don't like to write like God. It is only because you never do it, though, that the critics think you can't do it. For a long time now, I have tried simply to write the best I can. Sometimes I have good luck and write better than I can. Prose is architecture, not interior decoration, and the Baroque is over. Man is not made for defeat. A man can be destroyed but not defeated. The first panacea for a mismanaged nation is inflation of the currency, the second is war. Both bring a temporary prosperity, both bring a permanent ruin. But both are the refuge of political and economic opportunists. Once we have a war, there is only one thing to do. It must be won. For defeat brings worse things than any that can ever happen in war. Wars are caused by undefended wealth. Never think that war, no matter how necessary, nor how justified, is not a crime. In modern war, you will die like a dog for no good reason. For a war to be just 3 conditions are necessary: public authority, just cause, right motive. Never go on trips with anyone you do not love. Happiness in intelligent people is the rarest thing I know. When writing a novel, a writer should create living people, people not characters. A character is a caricature.